Back at Sarah's day 3, hanging out with our pal, Greylan James. Greylan, how are you today?
What's up, man? I'm excited to be here.
You're about to perform in a little bit.
I am.
What song are we hearing today?
Doing Water at a Wedding, obviously, and then doing a brand new song. I'm going to debut it today at CRS.
What's it called?
It's called Truck Stop.
Okay.
It's called Truck Stop, and yeah, I'm taking a chance on it, man. I'm really excited. I'm not really teasing on social media, but I had Tim McGraw pull me aside after I played it at a small little private function, and he was like, "That's one of the best songs I've heard in a long time." And I was like, "If Tim McGraw says so,
okay,
we're going with it."
Okay, so it's gonna be sad. There's not a lot of happy truck stop songs.
You know what is a happy truck stop song?
Okay,
yeah, it's a happy
I was gonna ask,
yeah.
man. I'm waiting for the upbeat Greylan James era.
Yeah, we're about to get into it right now. The next probably 3 or 4 songs are going to be a little more energetic. I think.
Is that a conscious decision?
Kind of. The songs still have a little bit of a, the typical sad flair that I usually have.
The little melody,
my stuff.
and
and some of the just some of the lyrical kind of puns and all that stuff is going to have, what I do. But I think like playing live shows and having people like come to my shows to see me and that know my stuff. They need to vibe, and I don't have a lot of tempo vibes, and so can't just do breakup songs for 90 minutes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I have an interesting question. I think about this a lot. So when you write like Next Thing You Know, I assume people come up to you and they tell you some beautiful story where that song plays into their life.
Yeah.
But then you do Water at Your Wedding. Do people now approach you and tell you some like really wild stories?
Oh yeah. I thought that obviously with Next Thing You Know, I was like, this is a universal experience.
Yeah.
I think that most families go through. With Water at a Wedding, I thought that was an original experience, and
it's not.
Dude, the amount of DMs from women in wedding dresses as their profile pictures that are like, that is my story. I'm like, you should not have told me that.
We always talk about how like when you write a sad song, sometimes people will share with you the heaviest thing because that song got them through it. And this, I imagine, people tell you stuff and you're like, why would you share this with anybody?
That's quite literally. I mean, it's definitely a more song kind of feel. I'm like, I need to write a song about your life now because that's insane that you just told me that. But yeah, it's pretty wild to see, and guys coming up to me after shows and being like, bro, like I lived that. Like my ex got married and we still had a thing going on. I'm like, that's nuts, but apparently not an original experience.
Not an original experience.
No.
All right, I got to ask you. So I heard that we're gearing up for a Kenny Chesney summer. That's how I'm feeling about 2026. It's going to be Kenny Chesney summer. You famously wrote Happy Does.
Yeah.
Kenny Chesney song. You're a big fan.
Yeah.
What is the Greylan James top 3 Kenny songs?
Oh, man. I got to go. The Good Stuff is always my go. That's one of my favorite country songs of all time. So I got to go with that. I'm going to go Keg in the Closet at 2.
Okay.
Keg in the Closet's incredible. I could go anything for 3. I'm going to go Somewhere With You.
That might be my number 1.
Bro, it's one of the best songs. Shane McAnally and JT Harding wrote that song. And it's just, Kenny Chesney's so good at going from phase to phase. And, he was a beach guy all through the 2000s. And then, that Come Over and Somewhere With You era was goated. So I got to throw that one in there.
It's one of those things when you see Kenny live and it gets to Somewhere With You, it is a vibe shift, but it works.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he's such a brilliant guy. Just talking to him and learning about what that shift took. I mean, he was scared, kind of going into that record, and obviously it paid off. And it was a crazy change up, but goated.
Goated for sure. Now you are playing Tortuga, which Kenny's playing. Are you going to get to see him while you're there?
I'm going to get to see him. We're going to hang out and have some beers, and he's.
Tell him about this truck stop song you wrote.
Tell him about the truck stop song. Hopefully he gets to hear it. And I actually sent him Water at a Wedding as soon as I wrote it. And so I have that text just screenshotted about him just texting back like saying that's one of the wildest lyrics I've ever heard in my life. And for Kenny Chesney to say that is pretty sick. So hopefully he'll catch some of my set, but obviously I'll be drunk and vibing at his set. And just Kenny Chesney at the beach. Getting to see that, and this is my first time sharing a stage with Kenny Chesney anywhere, so this is going to be pretty sick.
All right. Nice. You already have so many things going on this year. Let me ask you this. Last night we saw Florida-Georgia Line reunite in this building, like 10 feet away from where we're standing right now.
Yeah.
Do you have a Florida-Georgia Line pitch? Have you thought about it yet? I feel like you're a guy who might try to pitch a song to Florida-Georgia Line.
You know what? I've got a song that Tyler Hubbard played yesterday called Land.
Okay, that is a great song. And I'll tell you, when he played it, we both looked at each other and went, this sounds like a Florida-Georgia Line.
Sounds like a Florida-Georgia Line
It's like the Dirt
song.
sequel, obviously, but...
Everybody's been texting me that, and I'm like... Oh man, that's like.
You're like, I didn't think about that. I didn't know it was an option.
I mean, both are cool. If I'm the last, the last Tyler Hubbard smash, that's pretty sick. Before the FGL thing, that's sick. It'd be sick to be
get upgraded.
The first FGL song back. So you know what? Like, I'm just happy that Tyler Hubbard I mean, again, one of the goats of our generation, bro. Just have him loving one of my songs that we wrote together. That's pretty sick. But yeah, we're writing a lot of songs coming up. I got Tyler on the calendar, so hopefully we're gonna get something in there.
Tell me about that, because Land, I think, is gonna be a big hit no matter who puts it out. So like, how did that song come about?
Man, Tyler just walked in that day, and he loves one-word titles. He's
does.
Notorious in Nashville, for obviously Dirt and a handful of other songs. But he said Land, and he's like, I don't know what that is. And but he was just like, bro, you write family songs. He's like, let me see what you got. And yeah, I just kind of spit out that verse pretty quick, and he was like, all right,
the idea of landing.
Yeah.
Okay. What's something that you've been trying to write about recently that you haven't cracked yet? Is there like a feeling or an event that you're like, because you're good at telling stories, but I'm sure there's stories that you haven't quite cracked yet.
Bro, I've not written all my hits have been either breakups or I've not really done a love song for myself. I think Truck Stop might do that for me, but I'm trying to get, the perfect love song. Also, I was stuck in traffic behind a party bus, and I've never had a song that I wrote be on a party bus.
That's an interesting thought.
I've never had that. They're always just smashes that you can hear in a club. It's a lot of Morgan Wallen.
It cheers you up if you don't expect to hear it.
Yeah, you hear in Russell Dickerson, girls just want to have fun, kind of stuff happen to me. But like, I've never had a song on a party bus. So love songs and party bus songs.
Dude, for all the hate party buses get, you are right. When we saw one unexpectedly the other day, and I don't even remember what the song was, but it did instantly lift the mood for that 10 seconds.
Oh, bro, it definitely does.
As it goes by, you're like, oh,
it's just strange. I was literally thinking, I was like, every time I walk into Target, I'm like, I might hear one of my songs in Target. A gas station I've heard my songs in gas stations. You're not gonna hear a Greylan James song on a party bus.
This is gonna be the biggest night of Sarah's life. We need a Greylan James song.
Yeah, she has no shot of hearing one of my songs. I gotta fix that.
Yeah, unless the wedding is gonna go terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
All right, well, what else you got coming up you can tell us about before we get you out of here?
Oh man, I'm just working on an album right now, which is crazy. I'm getting to work with Dan Huff, who's one of the best producers of all time.
Absolutely.
I got to meet with him the other day, and he's like, "What do you want to ask me?" I'm like, "Nothing. You've done everything I've ever been a fan of." So, getting to work with him on my debut album, which is incredible. I'm getting to write with my favorite writers, my favorite artists for it. So I'm working on that really heavy right now. And Water at a Wedding's top 40 at radio, about to be top 30. So I'm just I'm all over the place playing radio shows and trying to get that thing up there. So having a good time. Working on tour in the fall. Yeah.
Okay, last question. What's the last song you heard that you were like, I wish I thought of that?
Oh man. The BOAT song by Russell Dickerson.
Man,
recently.
Let me tell you.
That song rocks.
That feels like one of those, like, how did we not get here?
Dude, and Chase McGill, I wrote Next Thing You Know with Chase McGill. One of the greatest songwriters of our generation. I mean, really ever. He's incredible. As soon as I heard that song, I was like...
We've been sitting with Goat for almost 30 years, and no one got to Bo.
Nobody got to Bo, dude, and I saw it. I saw the little dots between the letters, and I knew who wrote it, and I knew how they wrote it, and I was just like... I was literally about to get in the shower, and I was like, oh my God, I had that song on the playlist, and I was like, damn, I should have wrote that.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
Bo, Russell Dickerson, good push. Greylan James everywhere, and if you can't see him live, he's probably written a song for somebody that you're seeing live this year. That's always a good way to go about it.
Not on a party bus, though.
Not on a party bus yet. Yeah. Not on a party bus yet. All right, so catch him live this year. Greylan, anything to show and pitch?
Yeah, just come see me see me play live.
Genuinely one of my favorite songwriters right now.
Thank you.
Do not miss out on his work.
My guy.